Beautiful.
Isn't that the best one I've ever done?
Golf clap. Golf clap.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back, everybody, to our Loosey Goosey show, or the one-handed clap, yeah?
Here.
Welcome back once again to our Loosey Goosey show about town. Leah's peeing her pants back there. Big Daddy Russ Horton, Amanda Bassant, myself,
Bassant,
whatever.
You'll get it. You really will.
I probably
Bassant,
will by
genius.
now. And of course, Leah joining us here at the Georgetown location. Beautiful Sunday. Happy Easter, everybody, this weekend. And it's what, Good Friday today, I guess they call it.
Yeah.
Good weekend to spend some time with your families. And
lots of rabbits running around the neighborhoods. I noticed lately there are a lot of rabbits around here.
Tons of them. I've got about 3 or 4 at my place that come around every year.
So the Easter Bunny's busy running around checking stuff out.
Definitely.
We're brought to you by Max Tires, 905-873-9255. They have the best deals on tires anywhere in Ontario, according to Sean.
And they're closed
and
today,
Rob.
though, just so you know.
They're closed on Good Friday, exactly. But they have licensed mechanics and the best deals on accessories, very sexy accessories. We'd like to say hi to Fred's Towing, all the gang over there. Amanda, you know everybody at Fred's, don't you?
Absolutely.
She's one of the family there. And hello to everybody at Easy Taxi, and they're looking for drivers, by the way. Easy Taxi always looking for drivers.
Always, yeah.
And they've been around for a long time, Easy Taxi.
Yeah, I remember when Lisa Georgianis owned it.
Lisa Georgianis and Willie Wilkinson, who does our nighttime show.
Yeah.
He used to own it, and one time Rick Wood, who's took off now. I believe he's in Honduras or Guatemala or something like that, which is great for him. Having a pina colada on the beach, you know what I mean? But
At least we hope so.
Easy's been around for a long time, and so have I, and so have you, and all of us here. Amanda, of course, Mandy is here. Mandy is turning into our entertainment consultant. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She's the one that knows what's going on in the bars, and she's going to be here with us every week, reporting on not only the bars and the restaurants, because there's lots of great dinner specials out there every week, right? Apart from the musicians,
especially today,
especially this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this weekend, and
Fish and Chips Day, like even Golden Fish and Chips,
they're sold out.
They're sold out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's an institution at Golden, you know what I mean?
Golden,
I mean, they get filled up right away. But Mandy is going to be also telling you about the musicians as well. Maybe we'll start a spotlight. Mandy and I can work on that, on a different musician every week. And
your Halton Hills gig guide.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. And what's going on? Here we are with the gig guide. What's happening at the Appalachian?
Okay, so happy Easter, everyone. To top it all off, we're going to start off with the Appalachian. Good Friday fish and chips, like we were saying.
Oh, I'm hungry already.
Wonderful eats.
I'm hungry too.
Yes. Easter dinner pickups are Saturday, Sunday, and Easter Monday. St. George, Good Friday fish and chips, both dine in and take out. Live entertainment, Friday, April 7th with Marshall Dane.
Great guy. Great guy. Get a chance, go see him. He's awesome.
Saturday, April 8th, Ramblin' Soul.
It's great to have the live music back again, isn't it?
Oh, God, yeah.
Absolutely.
What's going on with the Pickled Piper?
Pickled Piper wants you to know that they are open normal hours all weekend. Friday is their fish and chips. And for those who like a good Caesar, they're doing Caesar Saturdays. Uncorked on Main for Good Friday will be offering an assortment of fish dishes for their patrons to enjoy. The Red Harp this weekend. Good Friday fish and chips. Slots are full, but you can still call in and order. Live entertainment Friday, April 7th. Solo music of Chris Brune at 8:30 p.m. And Tommy's Grill. Acton City Limits with guest host Sean O'Grady.
Wow.
Presents Outlaw Rock and Soul Blues Jam. Saturday, April 8th from 2 to 6 p.m.
Right on.
Yeah,
I love Tommy's food,
It's
man.
a great jam there, and it's such a great stage there. Got to do some repairs to the building. They're hoping to get that done soon, but it's a great jam. And the musicians come from, we've had guys come as far as Woodstock.
Yeah. Yeah.
to come jam there. That's how good this jam.
Well,
Players are.
they've got such an amazing stage too.
Absolutely,
It's a huge stage.
Great stage to play
And
on.
that place was built for intimate musicians.
It was.
And good, great big cheeseburgers about that size.
Yeah, you love their. I know you.
Oh, I love their cheeseburgers, man.
Just to say a big hey out to Kathy, the waitress at Tommy. She had a heart attack.
Oh.
She had a stint
Really?
put in. She had a stint put in. She's doing really well.
Good girl.
She's feeling
Good.
better. She's doing well.
Wish her all
but
the best.
Our hearts.
Oh, she's a
Love you,
sweetheart.
We love Kathy so much. She's such an awesome chick.
Yeah, you tell.
And I ran into her, a friend of hers, and I noticed she hadn't been around. She said, "Oh no, she had a heart attack."
I see. There was a post there with the guitar shop that Dave's taking.
Dave's taking over the Black Rose guitar
Dave's
store.
a bulldog, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait till you meet Dave.
Yeah,
You're
wait
gonna
till-
love-
We're going
love
to
Dave.
take now. In a few weeks, we'll be moving locations from the studio here in Georgetown to the studio/garage in Acton, where we
Yes.
have all our fun from, I guess, April, May until around October.
This year, I think with the weather that we're going to have, I think we're going to be opening, like last year we opened on May 2 for last weekend. It was gorgeous. It was beautiful weather.
We might be there sooner than you
We
think.
may be, yeah.
We might even be there in the next week or two,
Yeah.
depending on how
Nice.
the weather
Yeah.
will be. Imagine
So
that.
we're
eh?
gonna- and
Oh,
we're gonna-
God, I
I
can't,
can't wait.
We're going to switch the jam to the Friday night again instead of the Sunday. So we tend to get a lot more players out on the Friday night than we do on
Now,
the Sunday.
we're brought to you by a
Okay.
very special place, right?
Okay, and this place has a special place in my heart. We are brought to you by Halton Women's Place. If you or anyone you know is in a situation, the crisis lines are open 24/7, even on holidays. The Milton and Halton Hills number is 905-878-8555. Please reach out. Someone is there for you
Yes,
all the time.
absolutely.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
Great.
Great organization. Awesome.
And thank God they're in our hometown.
Yeah.
You know, couldn't think of a worthier cause. Really
Absolutely.
couldn't. So the Halton's Women's Place are going to be sponsoring the gig guide every week right here.
Absolutely.
Halton Hills Online, and we are, of course, wrapped up now, and you'll be back at the end of the show, of course, to say
Of
goodbye.
course.
But as always, Mandy is going to be a regular here. She's one of the gang now. So
Get used to it.
and thank you to all the thank you to all the bars and restaurants and the musicians that are getting involved. We're going to be getting out and contacting you, linking you up to our videos, letting you know that we're supporting our local, and we don't care who it is.
Yeah.
We don't care if it's Tommy's. We don't care if it's the Tanners, if it's Shoeless.
No.
We support everybody. Okay?
Absolutely.
All right. And here we are by the magic of video editing
Technology.
with a brand new gal between us here. We're lucky, aren't we? A
Yeah.
couple of beautiful gals get
got
to sit.
Two good-looking women,
Yeah, that's
you know,
right.
working here.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't have to look at our mugs anymore.
Of course, this is Leah Lywood. Hello. Say hello, Leah.
Hello.
Hello, darling.
Hello.
All right, so let's look at the big stories. The big one of the big ones, there's a few this week. Halton Regional Police are issuing a stern warning to residents about a home repair fraud operating in the region. The fraud involves contractors traveling door to door, selling services that are unsolicited by a consumer. According to police, these services included chimney or driveway repair and interlocked stonework. The suspect will provide quotes with prices lower than market value, and once a deal is reached, will request a large cash payment, according to police. Based on the previous complaints, initial work may start, but the work will be subpar and or incomplete. So after this initial work, the consumer may be approached to provide more money for supplies, of course, or to complete payment for the project, and so on and so forth. So
That's it. They start the project, so they kind of got you by the gonads on that.
That's
one,
right.
Because you want to get it done. You get, you know, it could be hazardous to people's, you know, health if you're, especially doing stairs and then deck work and stuff like that. So yeah, I just hate hearing people getting ripped off like that. It bugs
There's
me.
so much of it going on, unfortunately, but
Well, the people we were just at your old place, that's what happened to them. They
started it
started it and then buggered off.
what happened to my... Help me.
Do you want to get started on the next while I work Big
I'll
Daddy
take the
here?
next one here.
I just
And
lost my
hate-
feed, baby.
I hate bringing these stories out, but new COVID-19 outbreaks are hitting a Georgetown and Burlington locations. Halton Region's identified a new COVID outbreak in the region, like I said, at Kama Woodlands Long-Term Care Home in Burlington. Was declared on April 5th, and it's impacting the Evergreen home, while an outbreak at Edgewater Senior Living and Retirement Home here in Georgetown was declared on March 30th and is affecting the second floor. There are now 7 known outbreaks in the
How long have
in the
people
Halton
been living
region.
in that new...
It's not very long.
it can't be that long.
Can't
really.
be maybe 4 months, maybe something like that.
Well, even Kitchener, I know now it's a week or 2 ago, they shut down the hospital again.
Crazy.
The numbers
really?
were so high, the numbers were so
wow.
high again, that they were only allowing, same as what they did with the last outbreak, they were only allowing maybe 1 family member or
Right,
no
yeah.
family members
Yeah.
or, however that goes. As that loads, I'll get going on this one, and this should be up soon.
Boy, we're real pros, eh? I lost my total feed here, and you wouldn't even know it at home. Because we're working behind the scenes, you see. And I got my... No, you read your story now. Yeah, thank God for technology is all I can say. I was reading my... and it disappeared on me. Just totally... gone. Thank you, sweetheart.
No problem.
All right, you get on with your story there.
So, accessible parking permit stolen in Georgetown. Halton police are investigating following a theft from a vehicle in Georgetown on Wednesday, March 29th. At some point during the day, someone approached the Georgetown Marketplace at 280 Guelph Street, entered a vehicle that was parked there, stole an accessible parking permit, said the police. No suspect description is available, and anyone with information about this incident is asked to contact Halton Police 905-827-4747. Or you can call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS, which is 8477, or www.haltoncrimestoppers.ca.
And you can do that anonymously.
That's right. You don't need to...
You can
Yes.
always see stuff like that going on, contact the police, please, especially things like that, because those are not easy to get. Those
No. And we-
accessible parking permits. So.
We'd like to say hi to Rick Sargent out there off the top there. Just say hello.
Oh,
and,
hey, Rick, yeah.
Hey, Rick.
Yeah.
Rick is...
We were just talking about you today.
that's right.
His
And,
ears were burning.
Yes.
And
definitely
Rick's
was.
going to be involved in the future with us,
Some
helping
projects.
us with different things. So that's all needs to be said about that. Georgetown volunteer group set to bring refugee family to Canada. This is a heartwarming story.
It is actually.
And we'd like to thank as well our sources like the Independent Free Press, where we're getting this story from, and Samantha Little, who wrote the story and worked on it, and Halton Hills Today, who are turning out to be amazing.
Great bunch of
Between the two of them, they've got it covered.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Acting Up, of
You
course.
got Acting Up and Inside Halton and all that stuff. So
and,
there's lots of good feeds out there.
And we get our information from the Halton Regional Police and the school boards,
Yeah.
just the same way as they do as well. But they do a fine job, both of them. And we wanted to make that clear. An Afghan family is a step closer to safe passage to Canada, thanks to a local lifeline, with ongoing support from a Georgetown-based volunteer group now known as G-Force E3. Two families.
That's quite the name.
It is, isn't it? G-Force E3.
That sounds like a card, a graphic card my son had for his gaming.
It's right. Yeah.
G-Force E3. I keep getting you caught with me here. Just, you okay now? Settle down. All right, don't get the giggles on me. In order to meet the needs of the Afghan refugees, this group, G-Force E3, has been working with both the United Church of Canada and the Presbyterian Church of Canada to accept some of its immigrant application spaces. This led to G-Force E3 receiving 5 of its 27 spots allotted to the United Church of Canada. We're not making light of it, we're just making light of it.
What did Tim's put in your coffee?
I think they spiked it with something.
I don't know, something.
I'm not exactly sure what it is, you know what I mean?
That Trofino wheat he's got, you know.
Tofino, BC is a wonderful place. It is.
That's who our next show should be brought by.
Yes,
Brought to you by.
brought to you by Tofino, BC, and the wonderful products that come from there. Stop giggling. Whose story is it?
Leah can take that one.
Alrighty. Halton Region to roll out
See?
it's
I'm doing it
contagious.
again.
Automated waste collection pilot for 1,800 households.
Contact high.
This one is brought to you by Inside Halton. Halton Region is set to wheel out an automated waste collection pilot program that would include about 1,800 single-family households in urban and rural areas across Halton. The pilot is expected to run for a minimum of 1 year following its approval by regional council members at its March 22nd meeting. In a report presented to
Well,
council...
that's already gone, but
Yeah. In a report represented to council, staff cited a study that shows the implementation of an automated oh goodness, wheeled cart collection for garbage and recycling is safer and less costly, since it only requires one operator. Factors like litter reduction and ease of use were mentioned by proponents during past public engagement, while those who opposed had concerns about size and storage requirements for wheeled carts and the amount of sidewalk space taken up on scheduled collection day, according to the report.
So I question this: if it's going to be less expensive to do it if the pilot works and they actually change it, will that reduce people's property taxes?
Not likely.
I don't know.
Of course not.
What are you thinking?
So, what planet are you on, man?
Exactly. They keep increasing these property taxes, but you're not getting anything more for your money.
Exactly.
Especially when you go like 3 days without your street being cleaned, or it's just very frustrating and annoying.
We reported this last week, didn't we?
Yeah, we were talking about this last week, but they've actually filed the charges now against the Halton Hills man. He's facing a dozen criminal charges in connection with a labor trafficking investigation that's been going on. In mid-March, Halton Police received a report that Mexican nationals were being exploited for labor throughout the Halton region and the GTA, and the Halton Force said this in a news release back on March 31st. They finally charged a 37-year-old man Thursday, and 5 counts of trafficking in persons, 5 counts of material benefit from trafficking in persons, and 3 counts of withholding identity documents. So they've actually laid charges now against this guy, and yeah.
Well, that's a story that's not going to go away.
That's bizarre. Just to think that goes on. Human trafficking is maybe a little small town minded thinking, but.
Well, given that we don't normally have what's been going on here, and that trafficking's been up and down for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that's been ongoing, that's been discussed of what's happening.
Well, we've had Mexicans working in our community for 25, 30 years.
Yeah, but the shame is that what this can bring about for them, and because of one bad apple.
Yeah.
People, please do not lump them into one category.
That's right.
It's no different than anybody. Doesn't matter who you are. There's idiots in every race, as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
Georgetown dealership is holding Earth Day tree planting. This is from Halton Hills today and the staff there. Georgetown Chevrolet Buick GMC is doing its part to make the community a little greener, invites local residents to join the cause. The dealership is heading up a tree planting event on Earth Day. That's April 22nd at the old municipal landfill site that's located at the end of Maple Avenue East. Some pretty green trees will grow out of that.
Oh, God, yeah.
I'm sure.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Well, think of the stuff that's dumped in there. The soil must be just full.
My dad had a plant on Armstrong Avenue for years, and it was right beside that old dump.
Yeah.
It was just mounds and mounds of garbage there. It's just so it'll be interesting to see what grows.
Yeah,
Because there was a lot of garbage in there when I was a kid.
That's an area.
We drove by and it just stunk on a hot Saturday.
Maple Avenue East.
I remember.
Maple Avenue East is a road that a lot of people don't go down in Georgetown. You don't have to because it doesn't go anywhere apart from the old dump. But
there's 2-3 houses there.
Yeah, it's 3 or 4 houses on the left there.
Yeah.
Old NHL hockey family played there, and I can't remember who they are now, but all 3 of them played in the NHL. I'm going to look that up. Don Fenley knows who they are, and I just can't remember it off the top of my head. But that's something I'd like to talk about next week. Some of the old.
So they're doing that April 22nd. That they're saying, right?
Yeah.
Very cool.
What's going up with the OPP, madam?
No excuses. Buckle up for safety, the OPP says. OPP Easter long weekend seatbelt campaign runs Friday to Monday, and I'm sure they're looking for the ride programs too. That's probably a good part of it. Ontario provincial police officers say excuses will fall on deaf ears as they conduct their Easter long weekend seatbelt campaign. OPP responded to 61 seatbelt related fatalities in 2022 and 9 so far this year. Drivers and passengers are reminded that everything in a vehicle, including unbuckled occupants, as well as your pets, can cause serious injuries and death when involved in a road collision, a news release stated. A properly worn seatbelt that keeps you secured in your seatbelt during a crash or vehicle rollover is one of the few things that can actually save your life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have to say this because this bugs me all the time. People say how much they love their pets, how much they love their dogs. They're
hanging out the window.
They're like their children, yet you got them on your lap in your car, not belted in, not strapped in. That animal is going to fly out a window in an accident in a heartbeat, and they're gone. And it's because of your stupidity that it happens. Buckle up your animals, man.
But
this
even
is stupid.
Aside from that, the other problem with that is that what people don't
Can you imagine
realize.
trying to buckle up a cat? Oh,
Why
that
not?
would be-
They have harnesses for them.
Do they?
Yeah.
They
They
wouldn't
do. Go
take
to the pet store. You can buy
the
a
average
harness
cat
out.
wouldn't go well with that, would they?
Yeah, they even have special made seats.
Do
The other
they?
thing, the other thing you can do, if it's a smaller animal like that, or cat or whatever, put them in a travel cage, and then you can strap that in. So people, it bugs me because they all go, "Oh, my pet's my baby." Yeah. Would you do that to your baby? Would you drive around with your baby in your front lap on your lap in your front seat?
So
no.
What I was saying earlier was the fact that countless times you see these animals, the dogs, hanging out the windows.
Absolutely.
And the problem is even if the window's up enough that they can't jump out, bees, flies, they drive by something and don't realize it's there. Things
Somebody
could be flinging
something out the window.
Well, it could be stones coming off tires.
Absolutely.
They are. I've had a friend who actually almost lost their dog due to a bee sting in the summer because it was out loving the air. They love it, but it's not safe.
We were driving up to Wasaga Beach one summer, and my ex-wife was yelling at me about something. And when she opened her mouth, a bee flew right into her mouth. And I told her, and it stung her. And I had to go to Stainer and then Upton to bury into the hospital. I said, that'll teach you for yelling at me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She never forgot me for that.
Next
How you
time,
doing,
keep
Leah?
your mouth shut.
You set up that bee, didn't you?
Yeah. What'd you pay them? Good friends of ours at the Georgetown Legion we want to give you some events that are going on. April 8th from 8 to 11 a.m. At the Legion in Georgetown. Come enjoy a full breakfast for $8, including Pimo bacon and or sausage with eggs, hash brown, beans, toast, coffee, tea, juice. And looking for a lighter breakfast, there's breakfast sandwiches on an English muffin or Pimo bun will also be offered. And I love Pimo on them. Just that.
This is Mandy talking about the fish and chips, and you talking about breakfast. I'm starting to get hungry.
And
I got you a coffee for tomorrow morning.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You did.
But Ladies Auxiliary do a great job at the Legion. They're awesome. All the Legions are just dynamite. So
Drop-in family story time, April 8th at 10 a.m. at the Halton Hills Public Library, Georgetown and Acton, both. Explore new themes each week through stories, rhymes, and songs. No registration is required for that. And then we got, of course, the Easter egg hunt for dogs. Only in our hometown could we do this. April 10th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Ruffin's Pet Center in Georgetown. Sit Happens is coming to Ruffin's Pet Center to host an Easter egg hunt for our four-legged friends. We should come and get some video on this. This would be interesting. Beginners and practice dogs are welcome. All participants will receive 15 cents off their in-store purchases that day. For more information or to book a time slot, you can go to the website at Halton Hills today, and they have that all linked up. Now, I hope they're not giving the dogs chocolate because it's
Absolutely.
toxic for dogs.
No.
I somehow don't think that's
I think it'll
happen.
be an Easter egg that it'll actually be a roll of beef that looks like an Easter egg
Hopefully.
chocolate or something.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Don't give, okay, let's say this now. Do not give dogs chocolate.
No.
It is toxic for them. They love it, don't get me wrong. Well, they love everything. But it is toxic.
I had a Bassant Hound years ago, and when Brody had they used to get those fundraisers, the boxes of chocolate almonds.
Right.
And or M&Ms, I don't remember. Anyways, it was left, we went out and they were left. Of course, the dog was roaming. And we came back and she'd chewed apart the boxes for like quite a few of them. And she had big runny accidents all over the house. Oh, it was awful.
Thank God you didn't have
Anyways.
a Roomba.
Cash kicks off Give Where You Live campaign. The local charity says donations are vital as the number of cancer patients it supports in Halton Hills continues to grow. With its client base increasing, well, that's not good news. Cancer Assistance Services of Halton Hills, CASH, is appealing for donations throughout the month of April during its Give It Where You Live campaign. The annual fundraiser has evolved over the past 2 decades from traditional door-to-door campaigning to door hangers with envelopes being distributed, giving people the option to either mail a donation or go online to contribute.
Great organization. My God.
I have to take my hat off to Julie Cripps and the wonderful people she has working with her. She's an amazing woman, and it's an amazing organization.
And Marcel.
And Marcel too.
Marcel and Steve, when they
always
He raised so much money last Christmas. That was awesome.
Crazy,
Marcel
wonderful.
did an
We love
job.
you, Marcel.
Did an awesome job. And,
He
I
always
still
does.
love that about, everybody's talking about how our community's growing. We're seeing more houses being built, up by Town Hall. There's got all those new houses going in there. We also know that, they're going to be expanding from 8th Line out to Trafalgar that way and everything. But it's still that small town feel, and I love that.
I think we'll always have that here because.
Well, I think the people that are residents now,
Yeah.
people moving in as they.
Well,
see
40
it
years
grow.
from now, you'll lose it, won't you? 40 or 50 years.
I don't even think it'll be that long.
No.
I think the next 10 or 15 years, you're going to see almost a carbon copy of Melbourne.
Unfortunately, again, going back to our talent cells, you're seeing it already,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's gone from when we created it well over a decade ago to now, and with the influx of new people and whatnot, you can see it changing.
Yeah, definitely. It's-
already.
That's why I love acting, because you don't see it up there as much as you do.
No,
Oh, you
down
will.
here. It's,
It will.
will.
Maybe not as
Definitely will.
quick, but you will.
But, you just don't see it that much that way. So, talking about hockey and some NHLers that have come from Georgetown. She's not an NHLer, but she's a professional hockey player. And Sarah Fillier brought the final score for 4-0 for Canada in the first game of the championship
Right on.
taking place this week in Brampton. So
Sarah
very
Fillier.
cool. It was career goal number 67 for Natalie Spooner in the Canadian colors, but her first as a mom, so that was kind of cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, definitely.
That is really cool.
32-year-old forward who gave birth to son Rory on December 6th wasted little time getting back on track
Holy
Wednesday
Moses.
in Canada's comfortable win.
Are you serious?
4-0 over Switzerland in
Atta-girl.
its opening game at the IIHF World Women's Hockey Championship.
So let me get this right. She had a baby on December the 6th.
Not
and
even
she's
4 months
scoring
ago.
And she
a
scored
goal
a
against
goal.
Switzerland. Like
Or just
how
4
many
months
weeks
ago.
later? What an
4 months.
incredible woman!
Yeah.
Wow.
Beautiful.
The thing that does bother me about this is it's not being aired.
No.
TSN's not carrying it. Sportsnet's not carrying it. Why are they not airing this?
Are you serious?
No, I'm dead serious.
I don't watch TV, so that's why I definitely.
don't
You know what
understand why you were not-
you know what I really hate, and I'm not going to get on a bandwagon for long, but as a sports guy and a media guy for years, I've always had the Canadian outlook on sports, which is hockey, football, basketball. We do the majors here.
Right.
But when you've got radio stations, 50,000 watt radio stations in Toronto, the largest, I would say easily the largest market for hockey in the world. And you've got an overnight show from CBS in the States where all they talk about is NFL football in April
Yeah.
and college basketball. Okay, that's fine. Give me some hockey scores.
Yeah. No, they don't.
We're losing our identity, man. We're Canada. We're hockey.
When I traveled in the U.S., it drove me nuts because unless Toronto was playing an American team and I was in that city, then I could get the game. But up until that, they didn't talk about hockey down there.
We should
They
have
don't.
regional coverage of the Georgetown Raiders, OJHL League, regional coverage in this area of all the games that are going on because people, they don't know about it.
No.
They really don't because it's not in the media. The OJHL have to market themselves more. But it's not only their fault. It's not really their fault. They're up against obstacles like TSN and Sportsnet, who don't care about local hockey and even junior hockey like the OHL, the WHL. Stop it! Yeah. This is Canada. We want it back, okay? I'm not saying anything against the NFL, but why the hell are they talking about it in April on the radio?
Yeah.
You know, and I don't care about the NFL. It's not even coming up till September, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? And they're talking about it.
They're still stuck
and
in
the
the winter.
Same thing in Georgetown.
Even though it's spring now, they're still stuck in winter. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's
no,
coming.
but it upsets me that I love the Georgetown Raiders, and yet outside of our media, there's no one else covering them apart from them themselves. It shouldn't be that way.
What's the station people can watch the game? You have to.
My TV or their TV or somebody's TV. Your TV.
Your TV or something?
Yeah.
But again, not everybody has Kojiko.
Yeah. Exactly.
So you're kind of, and I know a lot of
and
people
what I'm
that
saying
don't
is
have Kojiko.
the radio, the local radio. Like, I'm not talking about the big Toronto stations. I'm talking about the Stouffville stations and whatever. Give the scores. Let's get this, because I was surprised when I started covering the OJHL and how little they are covered.
Right.
And they market themselves. It's not their fault, I'm saying. They've got a brick wall in front of them, right?
Well, money, too,
Anyway,
as well. Costs. That's the thing is getting that kind of thing covered, and it costs money.
The Raiders will be back. We'll be reporting on them again. And don't forget the Halton Hills Bulldogs are coming up. Our lacrosse team in May as well. So that's my soapbox. I'll shut up. You guys want to say it?
I think your coffee's getting cold.
We all get our moments to get on our soapbox. So mine was about the dogs. And people
Me too.
driving.
I was on the dog thing too. Oh yeah.
But you see it so much.
Yeah.
I don't understand, because these are the same people I see on Facebook saying how much they love their pet and it's like a child to them. And then you see them do stuff like that.
Right on the 401, I see dogs with their heads stuck out the window, and I'm thinking, what are you thinking?
My old man used to drive around with me and my German Shepherd when I was 8 years old in the back of our truck. Of course, we lived on a farm in Mississauga, which is now Cawthron Queensway intersection. But
but at least they were.
I grew up on a farm. But yeah, you're right. And another thing, the kids on the bus, the school bus, there's no seatbelts.
Well, see, there's an issue there. When I was a school bus driver, part of the problem is once you put them in seatbelts, now the school bus driver is accountable
for every one of them.
40 kids to get off
of
that bus.
So if there's a fire,
an accident, whatever, how do you get 40 kids off a bus by one person?
But there's as much of a
and when you look at how many bus
reaction the other way too, with the fact that they could really get seriously hurt without a seatbelt. So you've got the two.
Yeah.
There's the two platforms there.
The argument's been going on for years, because they also say the same thing about the Go Bus, the Greyhounds, all of that stuff.
Yeah, you're right. I never even thought about
Transit.
that.
Go Transit. You got Go Trains and stuff like that. But again, it becomes that factor of how do you save all those people when they're buckled in, or whatever.
Well, that's it. And if they're belted in and part of the bus is smashed in and the buckles are stuck,
you can't get to them.
You can't get them anyways.
Yeah.
Right?
So it became an issue, because when I went for my school bus driving license, there was several people in the class that asked that question: why are there not seatbelts? Because the bus driver has one, and has to wear it.
We should, we got to talk about the radio a little bit. Don't forget Halton Hills Online Radio, online, and it's 24/7. Local news, information, weather, sports, plus we talk about everything else and play some great tunes.
Absolutely. Big
Daddy's on in the morning. You're on 2 to 6. We have Mandy coming. Leah is going to be doing a million other things. So we're bringing Mandy in afternoons, and then we've got the gatekeeper at night, of course, and we've got this lady here 2 to 6. So we're going to be busy, man. Mm-hmm. You and I are going to be very busy in the next year or so.
Especially with a...
I got enough of my own stuff behind the scenes.
I know.
Well, with this.
Mandy, get over here. We're going to all say goodbye.
Just throwing a teaser out there, but we got big news coming down the pipe. So
yes. We're working on a really cool project.
You need to stick around for this, because this is going to be a very cool project.
And, we're looking forward to that. We can't say anything about it, but we're looking
just
forward
want
to
to dangle the carrot.
Yep. That's right.
That's it. Keep watching. You won't know unless you watch.
Yep.
Stay tuned.
Don't forget that Halton Hills Online is your community radio station. We're also available on YouTube. We have our own YouTube channel. Mandy is our entertainment reporter. She reports on what's happening in the bars and the restaurants every weekend. And we're really going to start getting our nose dirty with a lot of the local stuff that we're doing. And I would imagine, I'm not sure where we're going to be next week. What do you figure?
We're going to keep that a secret too.
Yeah. Well, it all depends on the temperature.
By the way, if you're getting your nose dirty, Mama Spit's not touching it.
Oh, I know.
I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Yeah. There's some things that Mom's Spit can't fix.
That's right.
And that's definitely
And
one
won't
of them.
fix.
Won't. Yes.
More the case.
There's a big difference between those two.
All right.
All right, we're brought to you by
Max Tires, 905-873-9255. I don't know why. It's a mental block that I have, you know? And Sean says, why can you never remember my number? It's like that. But Sean and Rob, they do a great job at Max Tires. Great prices, of course. And hellos at Fred's Towing and all the boys out there. Stay safe on the side of the road, man. And there's a few gals that work, of course, at Fred's, like this one here. And of course, we have Easy Taxi to say hello to. So that's about it for this week. And it's been fun having you.
Big time for Big Daddy Russ Horton, Mandy, Leah, myself. Have yourself a great Easter weekend. Happy Easter to everybody. If you celebrate that, and community is driven by community.
There you go. He got the bone this week.
Yeah.
You drive? No.
Community is driven by community.
Take 20.
You navigate.
And
We drive.
Big
Have
day,
a
baby.
great Easter weekend, everybody. We send love
guys.
to everyone.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Be safe out there. Remember, don't drink and drive.
Oh, my
and have a great
gosh.
weekend.